good evening to all. Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Myself Sanchita Sanand, a first year law student from Kolkata University and currently working as a legal intern in LEXIS and Company. So today I'm going to talk about gender sensitivity. Now, gender sensitivity to me simply means feeling of empathy for opposite sex. Gender and sex too have a thin line of demarcation between them. When we talk simply about the biological difference between a male and a female, we are talking in terms of sex. But when we talk with reference to the social, cultural and economic status of both, we talk in terms of gender. Gender is a neutral word that stands for both male and female. Gender illustrates the role of women and men in a society that is determined by many factors that may arise out of social, political, economic and cultural situations, and this has nothing to do with biological differences. It is the sensitization of gender in a society that determines the role of men and women, their responsibilities, opportunities, privileges and expectations. Are boys and girls considered equally important in remote areas or even in urban society? The answer to the last question is certainly not. According to me, society has a hypocritical attitude towards girls. We still hear cases of female and sex determination tests in rural and urban areas respectively. And in affluent and educated classes, even today, such discrimination exists in a milder form. If the daughter is given the opportunity to pursue higher studies in India, the son is inspired to obtain a degree from abroad. Why is this discrimination between boys and girls? If you educate a man, you educate a person. But if you educate a woman, you educate a family. This is a famous quote by Ruby Manikar. So I have just mentioned here. Even though gender norms vary according to cultures and communities, it is found that women are subject to the dominant influence of men at every level of society. This inequality of power in gender relations has negative consequences for women in all areas of their lives, which at large affects the social and national development. In the present scenario, even females seem to lose their gender sensitivity towards males. Working on many fronts at the same time, getting no care and appreciation in return, frustrated from earning no respect in family and society, their outburst comes in the form of separations, broken families, or as live-in relationships searching for complete freedom for oneself. There is an urgent need to develop a family atmosphere where all members of the family enjoy an equal status, are equally respected and taken care of irrespective of their gender, and are treated with empathy. As Gloria Steinem says, we have begun to raise daughters more like sons, but very few have the courage to raise their sons more like daughters. And this line has actually hit me hard. In that context, gender sensitivity is about being considerate of the opposite gender's feelings. The reason that this is important is because men and women think differently and obviously have varying perspectives. The first and most important aspect of gender sensitivity is to be open to the perspective and feelings of any colleague of the opposite gender. This could be a simple case of knowing enough about their personal issues to more nuanced understanding of gender-specific aspects such as comments or jokes that could be offensive. In present scenario, school curriculum should focus on empowerment of girl education by creating awareness amongst girls regarding psychological and physical changes of adolescence. They should be educated regarding domestic violence and sexual abuse so that they could face these challenges and share them with their parents and elders. This empowering education in the schools would reduce the creation of masculine norms in boys to set themselves as different in nature from girls to engage in sexual conquests. This is the need of an hour to give education which could create awareness in students regarding social and moral issues. It is hard to imagine the state of affairs in the 21st century when women have proved to be strong leaders in every field possible. From wrestling to business, the world has been revolutionized by exceptional women leaders in fields that were until recently completely dominated by men. Names like Kalpana Chawla, the Indian born, who fought her way up into NASA and was the first woman in space, and Indira Gandhi, the Iron Woman of India, was the Prime Minister of the nation. Beauty queens like Aishwarya Rai and Sushmita Sen and Mother Teresa are not representatives of the condition of Indian women. Gender-biased laws aim at upliftment of the female gender, but this does not mean that it curbs the prospects of the opposite sex. The objective of such laws is to secure women from any inhuman treatment, cruelty, or injustice which they are often subject to, and to punish the wrongdoer. The efforts to do so are not novice in nature, instead, owe their gestation to the brains of the Constitution drafters. Article 15, Clause 3 of the Constitution empowers the legislature to make special laws for women and children, and such laws are not considered discriminatory prima facie. Supreme Court struck down another colonial era law, Section 497 of the Indian Penal Code, that prescribed a maximum imprisonment of 5 years to men for adultery. Taking into consideration the views of the Supreme Court, the Muslim Women Protection of Rights on Marriage Bill 2018, that is the Triple Talaq Bill, was introduced in Lok Sabha by the Minister of Law and Justice in December 2018. The Supreme Court then, on September 28, 2019, delivered one of the most keenly awaited judgment in the Sabrimala case. By a 4:1 majority, the Supreme Court permitted entry of women of all age groups to the Sabrimala temple, holding that, of course, devotion cannot be subjected to gender discrimination. Woman is not lesser or inferior to men. Patriarchy of religion cannot be permitted to trump over faith. Biological or psychological reasons cannot be accepted in freedom of faith, said the Chief Justice Deepak Mishra while reading out portions of judgment written out for himself and Justice A.M. Khanwilkar. Not only does it affect the lives of individual men and women, but the inequality between genders also stunts economic growth and hinders development. Rightly did Swami Vivekananda say, just as a bird cannot fly with one wing only, the same way a nation cannot move forward if the women are left behind. Men and women are the two holes of a perfect whole. Strength is born of their union, their separation results in weakness. Each has what the other does not have. Each completes the other and is completed by other. Etymologically, the word woman means half of man. The relation of the male and female is very illustrated in our Nyaya Darshan by the analogy of mind and matter, which means that man and women are closely associated with each other as the soul and the body. Therefore, the women ought to be respected. The gender-biased laws have definitely improved this position. Society has begun to accept them as not as a mere object kept behind the four walls, enhancing the beauty of the house, but as a karma capable of living a dignified life and taking part in worldly objectives. Thank you so much. This was all my views upon gender sensitivity. So if you liked my video, then please like, share and comment, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel for more upcoming such videos. Thank you so much.